All right, here we are, Bear TV. You got me, Mickle Moore. I'm here with my guy Sleeves, and welcome in Greg from Rain and Wind Pickleball. That's right, folks. Getting raw today, and happy about it. Greg, how you doing, my man?
Hello, guys. How are you guys doing out there? We're getting nice weather in Florida.
We
Yeah,
we got
doing well.
perfect weather out here in Arizona now. We have turned the corner. We rival you in Florida. This is where we can be the ultimate weather snobs. We could spend too much time on the weather.
I'll be there next month teaching.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and that's a perfect segue. I didn't even have to try too hard right there. You like lobbed me one up. Let's talk about these rain and wind clinics, the raw experience, if you would, and especially what you've seen so far with VAIR. First, though, let's talk about the clinics, what folks get when they come to one of your clinics. You've been doing this for a long time. Talk a little bit about that experience, what people get to expect.
Yeah, everything's. I'm really excited. I was in Amsterdam with the owners of VAIR probably about 3 months ago because I've been on board. I think I introduced you guys maybe as well, or what may have you. So Amsterdam is their home. Amsterdam, New York, not Europe, but.
Way to clarify.
So we did a big clinic over there. We did two clinics, and then we did a round robin pickleball tournament. And it's just a great, beautiful area with the Mohawk River there, and just a really, really nice setting. And we had some great talks over dinner and such about VAIR and how how it's being incorporated. For me as a VAIR raider and a VAIR ambassador, how all this is going to come into play. So I mean, my duper's already higher in VAIR than duper. That sounded weird, right? But yeah, I'm sitting at a 5.4 in VAIR and I think a 5.1 in duper without my reliability going, because I'm not going to do any more duper events. I'll just stay with some of these VAIR tournaments, and these the functionality is so much better. You know what I mean? That I can go in and just do a rating with being their age, which is great. The age portion is really important, I think, with VAIR. You don't have to play some younger folks like duper, and that will count. And you'll get beat up on that. You're kind of a nice algorithm, I think, way better than duper. I think that's important for a lot of people right now, even a mixed gender type rating as well. Everything's kind of individualized, just waiting on the app. I think that's real big for VAIR right now. Once they get that app going, I think that's going to be really a big fire starter for us. And again, coming to Arizona, Glendale, I'm coming to your hood. I'm going to do 3 clinics out there. Hopefully, guys, we can get some good footage out there while we're doing some of this VAIR rating stuff, and have some fun with that. So
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, maybe you can get myself and Mickle rated. I think it might be a good VAIR episode for VAIR TV, and see folks kind of get to see what it looks like and what a VAIR rater does, and the process that we go through. Obviously, Greg, you're an OG. You've been at this a while. You're a really, really good player. You teach clinics, excellent. You're a professional teacher. You have what I consider some of the best paddles in the biz as well, and your graphics are always on point. Talk to me a little bit about history here, because you've been doing this a while. And what's been the frustration really with rating systems up to this point, and you jumping on VAIR? So
I was ground up with duper. Ground up.
Yeah.
And they just kind of we've talked about this before. I think everything's kind of going backwards with those guys. I was approached by the owners of VAIR. They're local to me in New York, because that's my family's in New York, up the Albany area. So I mean, Rochester, Albany area. So why not, again, being an OG, support these local organizers, events, paddle brands. Again, I thought that was a perfect fit for us, because we're kind of, again, we're that smaller organic brand, and this is an organic growing rating system, which we've seen a million rating systems out there, right, guys? So
right.
I think this is the closest that I've seen that I like, compared to, just duper is just not there. I think they're losing out. I think people are very frustrated, unhappy. These clubs are not happy. Why should you be penalized for winning a match and not expecting to beat your opposite team 11-0 or 11-1, or your rating goes down? I mean, that is just pure frustration there. You know what I mean? So what's scary is that what's happening is, I think duper's been around so long and VAIR is just starting to come into the picture. But, and I just got back from England. We won't go, that's another pod, but, I wanted to bring the VAIR to Europe but that would be a perfect place for them to embrace it. But they're already hooked on, they think they need Duper. That's the problem. People think they need Duper. Same thing in Croatia. I was supposed to go to Croatia and do another Raw clinic out there, bring our brand out. But again, they only want Duper. So, it's just, trying to get this stuff going here.
And we were talking about that a little bit. It's getting people, more aware of VAR. And, for the rec player, it's a great rating system because of the visuality of it. I love the player dashboard that comes along with it and tracking your progress. And also, you mentioned before, I can play a mixed match and have a mixed rating. I can go out and play, score the match in the system, but have it as my rec, my not verified score. And also, it won't affect if I have that other rating. And if I'm already maybe committed to some future tournaments, it's not going to hurt that. I'm going to build this profile here with VAR and take advantage of the foundation that's been built. And I mean, the algorithm is awesome and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I love the analytical breakdown of everything, the percentages, and again, I think they're right on point. I'm pretty close with the software guru that's doing it. So if I get into trouble, I'm like, hey, dude, what's up? And then we can kind of work things out. You know what I mean? So I just think it's important to have other avenues instead of just one. Duper is built solely, and this is my opinion, I think it's built solely just for those pros, those PPA pros, those high-level pros, because they never fluctuate within their realm, right? So, I mean, you don't really get penalized too much in your rating. Here, we could play Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they're going to crush the 3-0 player across the court and then be happy about their win, So, with a couple 4-5s, of course. That'll be this weekend's tournament for me. So, again, I am not doing Duper events anymore. I refuse. I'm going to keep my Duper high. And I guess, just because my reliability is going down, it means I'm not paying big money to play Duper events, right? Money balls or whatever it is.
Sure.
Well, you talk about the reliability thing, and you need so many matches just to have what they would call a reliable score. So maybe talk a little bit about the visual part, because that's what VAR is. You get a visual of the skill set of somebody, and you can do that with a radar, and then eventually here with people getting filmed with in AI cameras down the road and all the technology that's coming. So talk a little bit about the importance of visually seeing someone who's playing maybe in a match that isn't best suited for how they're going to do score wise, because they might be playing with somebody who's a lower level or against people who are a lower level. But talk about seeing somebody and what that means and the difference that can make in a rating.
First of all, I got to comment on that thumb ring you're wearing, because that is pretty cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Hey, that's a local artist.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Always support local folks.
It's like my black nails for Halloween that are gradually coming up. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just you can send in a video and get rated, man. I mean, that algorithm will check out whatever your rater. You film this, you get a rater to film you, and then you have the rater send in your vid, and then it's pretty much on point. With their AI. The AI is really cool. So I think that. Again, I'm just trying to spread it out and get it out there a little bit more. So I think the more that it's utilized in clubs and because right now it's kind of like Naples and Florida, because we're all down here, and New York, Amsterdam area. So I think it's really cool to see it out your way now, because I feel that it's definitely going to start taking off. And again, once these clubs start getting a hold of this algorithm and this rating system, I think that it can be so much easier. They can do printouts right from there. They can, each player can enter their own scores. Duper, you have to have the full approval from a Duper rep or whoever to have your score count, or the approval of the other team who lost, which will never happen.
And you talk to people all the time who might, pay good money to have lessons with an instructor, with a pro. And what do you always hear? I asked them if they could rate me, and they can't give me a rating. And here you can have a turnaround of your rating be verified in a little amount of time. And what's really cool is you can join it for free, try it out for yourself.
Yeah.
Too. And I think that's a great thing, is you can download it on your phone, get on your computer, join for free, join with a couple of your friends, start putting some scores in, see how this thing works, and then take the next step. when you're ready. It's not like you're going to be locked into anything. Once you're ready, you get verified and then follow suit with the program.
Yeah, and the thing is too, I mean, what's $29 a month, a year, or $30 a year, whatever it is, right? I mean, Duper wants you to buy ad-free stuff for $29 a month or something weird like that, just so you can, I mean, I don't mind attacking Duper because it's just when they freeze up your account because they think you're entering wrong scores and all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, it's just dumb. I've had probably 4 or 5 Duper managers, and they'll still reach out to me. Hey, we want your club to be part of Duper. So it's like, you don't even realize that I have 2 clubs with you guys now. Like, so it's just, you're just a number out there. I think Bear is more, like I said, more organic and more caring. So I think you're going to get some better support as well. That's a big thing that I really did not like about Duper. And Bear has, a great support system. You could reach out to Bart or whoever,
Right.
Just to get things taken care of. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty important.
Yeah, I think the
Absolutely.
consistency is important. Having something that you can rely upon and not get frustrated every time you pull up the screen and go, "What the hell just happened?" And again, I think that's important because all of this comes down to a visual of what's happening on the court instead of people implementing scores of who knows what account that they're going up against, and somebody may have 3 or 4 accounts or whatever that happens to be. Before we get you out of here, Greg, tell us what's coming up for you. Obviously, you're coming to Arizona in December. What's coming up, and what are you looking forward to in 2026 with R.A.W?
Yeah, so always trying to be discreet as much as I can and hide everything that I can, including income.
Give us some hints.
Come on,
Trying
put
to
some
hide
spoilers out
everything,
there.
not
Yeah.
show it to anybody. We don't want to expose our brand in any which way, so, or form, but
Never want to do that.
we want to keep on supporting those local pollinators still, and our
Yeah.
honeybees, and I think we kind of want to refocus on a little bit more of that, and just finding more support that more farmers and things like that in different areas. So again, wherever we go, we still want to keep doing that because I think that's our most important kind of focus. You know what I mean, to do that. But we're coming out with some foam stuff that is really hot right now, and people are really liking it. We've also went in with Kevin Perkins and his PMA. We've launched
Right.
a PMA,
Nice.
a Pickleball Manufacturers Association paddle, which is
Awesome.
really nice. I think I should probably send both to you guys. Well, if you see me in Arizona, I'll give you one. But
Right
those
on.
are
Well,
starting
we'll
to be
see you in
hot.
Arizona.
Yeah, those anything for a paddle, right? But
No, you, Greg.
they just want to. I think by doing this union, I think that it's really, people don't care anymore. They're buying it, so that means that they're starting to come off of just this big money grab with who, and we're trying to get away from that. And if people are going to buy PMA approved paddle work, which is, we're still on the same guidelines as USAPA, we're right on there. We're not making anybody pay for it. We just want them to come in and join us. Maybe later we might charge a little bit, but the important thing is that we need to diversify a little bit and get away from some of the money grab stuff, because there's a lot of good technology and product innovation out there that we should be able to do without spending thousands and thousands of dollars. That's just kind of not that's the future for us. We just want to keep on those lines. How about you guys?
Yeah, doing a lot
Yeah, I
more of
mean, we
this.
did we did the initial PMA podcast. We'll do another one soon. Obviously, I think what you're doing and what Mikkel and I are doing, we're trying to change the status quo. That's the simplest way as I can put it is we don't like the way things are. We don't like Big Pickle sort of just deciding and handing stuff down. And I love that Bear is out there pushing the boundaries and making the game better. And PMA is doing the same thing. And paddle companies like Raw are doing that as well, and Crown. So I'm all
Yeah.
in on the changing the status quo because we're still in the developmental stages of what this game could possibly be on the rec and pro level. And there's certain aspects of it that I just can't take, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's why I keep finding myself in circles with you guys because you're doing the same thing, and you're not just taking it. You're out there to make change, and that's I think what's important. And you're putting your neck out a little, but I do think long term it's worth it.
Well,
Yeah,
absolutely. And
I
there's
think
there's
so.
room for change. And there's certainly room in the pickleverse for a system like Ver. And as we continue to get people, the understanding of it, how easy it is to use it, they're gonna love it. And we're gonna continue to see this spread. There's some big leagues that are adopting this system already, Ultimate Pickleball League. And I can't wait to see how this continues to go. Greg, I really appreciate you making some time for us after you just got off the private jet, right? That raw jet. And
well,
we'll see you
from
soon,
England, right?
folks. Stay tuned for social updates about this raw clinic. We'll get you all the info you need so you can join, get out there, get verified if you need to with Greg, or just attend the clinic and up your game. That's what it's all about. Sleeves, anything else before we close it out?
No, I appreciate what Greg does, and looking forward to seeing him in Arizona. I've never seen him in person, so it should be a good time. He's got a great reputation of running top-notch clinics.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Thanks, everybody.